Good evening and welcome back to Twin State Sports. I'm Zach Seminar. The Ole Miss Rebels kicked off fall camp today, and there are several questions surrounding position battles, but if there is one area that there might not be quite as many concerns, that would be up front along that offensive line. The Rebels will have a good mix of experience and young guys who are ready to battle for PT, and Coach Luke spoke of who may surprise in fall camp.
The one that jumps out of my mind is Ben Brown. I think he'll compete at right guard with Jordan Sims. He's a talented kid. Royce Newman is very, very talented. He's going to play some. Bryce Matthews can do a bunch of different things. So those guys will play.
I think this year as a group, being veterans, I think our O-line is a strong point on our team. I think, a lot of guys on our O-line don't get a lot of credit. But I think a lot of guys like AG and Sean Rollins are going to surprise a lot of guys this year.
As the season gets underway, the dust still settles on the NCAA's ruling on Ole Miss's bowl ban as the appeal process nears its end. The NCAA seems poised to stick to its guns, eliminating any possibility of a postseason for the Rebels. And when asked how he'll address his team on the topic, Luke said everyone has moved past the NCAA's penalty.
Just taking all the positive momentum and focusing on football and focusing on the guys in this locker room and trying to block out all the outside noise. I mean, they already know the penalty, so I think we prepare for the worst, and if something else happens, then it's a bonus. So that's the way that we've always approached it. Hey, we're just going to keep our head down and keep working. We're going to play for each other. You can't say enough about the guys that sit in this room. When you go through a tough time, it does one of two things. It pushes you apart or it pulls you together. And the guys that have been through it and stuck together, they really, really have bonded, and they play for each other.
The Ole Miss men's golf schedule came out today, and the 10-meet schedule includes 2 golf tournaments that'll be outside of the continental USA. Season for the Rebels opens September 9th in the Ocean Course Invite, wraps up October 28th through the 30th in Hawaii. The Rebels will head to Mexico in early March to play in San Lucas. With no true home meet on the schedule, the Rebels will play one tournament in their home state, hosted by Mississippi State at the Old Waverly Collegiate Championship in West Point. That will wrap up the regular season ahead of the SEC Championships some 2 weeks later. Saints training camp is 8 days old, and we saw 2 very encouraging signs at camp today. The health and performance of D-end Alex Okafor and left tackle Teron Armstead. Okafor, who tore his Achilles last year, has been a healthy participant through camp and was great again today. Armstead, meanwhile, has fought through some nagging hip and knee injuries, came into camp sharp. Armstead is one of the NFL's best tackles when healthy, and the Saints hope he can be a big impact player this year if his health holds up. Professional wrestler Kane has made a career change, and he may be coming to an office near you. The WWE fan favorite was elected mayor of Knox County in eastern Tennessee Thursday night. Mayor-elect Glenn Jacobs, as he's known now, ran as a Republican, defeating the Democratic nominee. Known in the ring as 7-foot Big Red Machine, Jacobs has lived in Tennessee since 1995. Kane narrowly won by 23 votes in what was the first time he had ever ran for public office.
One thing, this is my first race that I've ever been in, and I was extremely fortunate in that both the primary and the general election were clean. There was no mudslinging, there were no nasty tactics.
Jacobs will take office on September the 1st, and a lot of celebs in office, from Trump to Schwarzenegger and now Kane.
Well, I'm just saying, I mean, he's 7 feet tall. I don't think there's going to be any mudslinging.
No.
Get out of line. I'm pretty sure he'll fix that.
Yeah. But it was a nice courtesy of the Democratic Party to not do any mudslinging.
Yeah,
well.
It was, I mean,
they probably got some dirt on him.
Health reasons, too. That helped a lot, too. Yeah. Thank you, sir.